Check out g2a.com for great gaming deals and use code HATTON for a discount. Hello, welcome to Hatton Games. Today we are breaking down a round between NiP and Mousesports on Cobblestone during the MLG Major. NiP are fully brought up and set up for their B execute. They throw 3 smokes from middle that land onto the B site, forming a wall between Mousesports and NiP. Paired up with a smoke for square and the Molotov onto the tree, NiP are able to take the site with a consecutive chain of flashes. Freiburg is the man lurking behind a drop and tries to cause a distraction from the main push at platform. Once the bomb is down, NiP set up in a very clear crossfire with Get Right holding the point of contact. Mousesports attempt to go for the retake but are funneled through the drop room straight into their death, resulting in an easy round win for NiP. The wall of smoke on the B site of Cobble is nothing new, but what is particularly interesting is the positioning of where the smokes are thrown. With NiP throwing their smokes at middle, it means this strategy is super easy to fake and have quick access to the A site. Before, teams have always done the wall of smoke at B long, but this opens up a lot of possibilities and mind games for CTs to decipher. We'll start with Get Right's POV as he is the first entry onto the site. He smokes across of B platform and follows it up with a grenade for anyone close square. Once a wall of smoke has bloomed, he throws one underarm flash through his own smoke and another that banks off the wall behind him. These flashes are deep enough to blind anyone playing close and help him clear close left and the site. After the bomb gets planted, Get Right sets up in the corner towards site and is the first line of contact in the crossfire with his teammates. This is where you want to put your powerful aimer as he gets the raw aim duel whilst your support teammates can get an easy kill in the side of the head. Exist pairs up with Get Right at B long and also throws a grenade to push anyone running close square. Usually he'd set up his smoke and Molotov faster, but due to the Molotov covering his position, his nade set is slightly delayed. Thankfully it still works out, but it's timings like this that sometimes cause a set strategy to fail. Exist smoke lands close square and his Molotov lands on the tree. Before pushing onto the site with Get Right, he throws a flashbang high up to further blind the Mousesports side. Once the site is cleared, he plants the bomb and sticks to his position behind statue to close out the round. Notice how Exist doesn't overpeak his position unnecessarily and baits the attention of the Mousesports side to him rather than Get Right, who is holding the contact. Threat is a part of the trio doing the smokes at middle. His smoke lands on the very right hand side of the site. Once the smokes are thrown, he runs straight to the B platform and is the third member of NiP to drop down on site. He puts his attention close square using nades and flashes to keep the Mousesports side blind. It's actually Threat's second flash towards Rock that allows Get Right to get an easy kill on Nex. When the smokes fade, he continues to hold a passive angle towards square, but only peaks drop when Get Right takes an engagement. This bags himself a kill, but unfortunately he does get traded by Spiddy. Freiburg throws the smoke from middle and then causes a distraction over towards drop with his 2 flashes. It's his job to pressure Mousesports and make them worried about getting backstabbed from drop, whilst the main push is coming in from platform. In this scenario, they actually smoked Freiburg off and he decided to try and make a play through it. This was super risky and it looked like it would have worked, but unfortunately he got tagged whilst in the smoke and gave his position away. Freiburg's decision to go aggressive is one that I don't particularly agree with. With him being the lurker, all he needs to do is stay alive for as long as possible, causing as much distraction as he can. Dying so early before the retake even begins is totally unnecessary, but he took the risky play and it didn't work out. The final player throwing the smokes at middle is Forest. Once he throws the smoke, he heads to platform and throws a flash over the wall, creating a chain of flashes for Mousesports to dodge when paired up with Get Right and Exists. Forest doesn't actually drop down from the platform and instead holds in the cubby area. You can see that his main focus is on the chicken coop because that is the only place that doesn't get cleared. I'm sure if Forest could have afforded a Molotov that it would have been used for this position. As the bomb ticks down, Forest just sits and waits for any of the Mousesports side that are rotating through B long. His post-plant position gives him a huge advantage should Mousesports break the defense and get a man on the bomb. Once Freiburg dies in drop, NiP get the info on how many players are positioned there. Forest double peaks drop with Threat once Get Right takes contact and picks up an easy trade kill. From here on out it's a 2v1 and he simply plays the bomb until it's confirmed that Chris J is indeed falling back to save his orb. Jumping into Mousesports' perspective, we'll start with Nico, who was on the front line as the execute happens. He's the one that throws the Molotov to delay exist. Get Right's grenade should have landed perfectly on Nico, but somehow it got stuck and failed to bounce correctly. Nico doesn't really get into any sort of positioning at the start, he just looks at the platform smoke for any gaps. Once he hears the wall of smokes landing behind him, he throws a random smoke and falls back whilst being fully blind. As he exits the wall of smoke, he is then blinded again and fails to throw a counter flash towards the square. At this point he's just waiting for the smokes to fade before committing to anything, but is blinded once more from Threat's flash near square. With the info that there is one drop flanking behind the smoke, he decides to focus that exclusively and picks up the kill onto Freiburg. He then flashes out of drop and dies to Get Right. Next plays at the back of square and doesn't really get any forward positioning. As the wall of smoke comes in, he throws one counter flash quite early and puts down a bit of spam onto platform before falling back to rock. He doesn't make any solo plays through the smoke, as it looks like the general idea from Mousesports was to allow the plant and try for a retake with 5 members alive. Unfortunately for Next, he catches Threat's flash straight to the face and is completely blind as the smokes fade, giving Get Right a free kill. Spiddy is the final member of Mousesports that we'll be taking a look at. He is responsible for holding drop. As the smokes land on the site, he flashes drop to check if anyone is there initially, but then gives it up with a smoke to focus on the platform push that is coming in. It's thanks to his random bit of spam that he hears the damage onto Freiburg and is able to call out that at least one is flanking drop. This is when Nico immediately comes to help and they manage to pick up the kill. As they push through drop, they fall into NiP's crossfire, but Spiddy manages to get 2 big trade kills onto both Threat and Get Right before eventually going down to Forest.